This is the Hayes Realty Real Estate Podcast. Hayes Realty is a team of former Big Five banking foreclosure specialists committed to helping homeowners win in the real estate market. Their knowledge of the foreclosure banking industry, combined with their deep understanding of the Southern California real estate market, have enabled them to meet the needs of many homeowners facing foreclosure. Here's the host of your show, Emmett Hayes.
What up, everybody? This is Emmett Hayes with the Hayes Realty Real Estate Podcast. Thanks for tuning in another week with us. We appreciate all the emails of support and questions that we've been getting. Best believe it motivates us to keep giving up this game, and we will continue to drop these gems so people can be knowledgeable when dealing with real estate. Today, we're going to talk about a very important topic, and that is having a good lender. In a real estate transaction, you're either going to be dealing directly with the bank or you're going to be dealing with a loan officer who has multiple lenders that they deal with. One way or the other, the bank or the loan officer must be licensed in order to provide you with the loan. You need to make sure that they have an NMLS license before you even deal with them. Choosing a lender who knows how to communicate clearly with you as the buyer and me as the agent is very important. I just had a deal where the loan officer, quote unquote, my client was dealing with wasn't in fact an actual loan officer. That's right. He was not a loan officer. He was a bona fide paper pusher, middleman. Oh, all I do is when you send me the purchase agreement, I forward it to the lender. I don't look at the contracts. I don't do anything. I said, well, what good are you? My client can't come to you and even talk to you about anything because you don't know nothing. So you must understand who you're dealing with. Now, this bona fide paper pusher was someone that my client was dealing with previously. So they came in dealing with them already. Because best believe if they came to me and said they needed a lender, I would have set them up with somebody who is official. The key thing when dealing with a lender is that you're dealing with somebody who is knowledgeable and knows what they're talking about. Bad communication or not knowing what you're talking about can cost you as the buyer money. Let me give you an example. This bona fide paper pusher I was talking about, he cost my client several $100s in per diem because when they were getting ready to go to loan docs, he all of a sudden didn't realize that the whole time on my client's closing statement, they had closing costs as a credit coming from the seller. However, the buyer was actually paying the closing costs. And this bona fide paper pusher said, oh, well, when you look at the contract, it says that you requested 2% towards closing costs. I said, you did not look at the full purchase contract. There are addendums and encounters attached to that in which it was agreed upon that the buyer would actually pay closing costs. So it's of utmost importance that whoever you're dealing with, lender or loan officer, is looked through the actual fully executed purchase contract. I couldn't believe it. This bona fide paper pusher told me I don't even look at the contracts. I just forward them right over. Well, what are you doing? What are you here for? You don't even look at them? I'm saying that to say you have to deal with someone who is licensed and actually knows what they're talking about. When buying a home, the financing portion is the most important part because that's how you're going to get the home. So you want everything to go smooth. You want the loan officer or lender you're dealing with to assist you in all questions that you have. now, here is a word from our sponsors.
Hey, this is Dr. Jarrett Patton. Do you need more positivity in your life? No matter what part of your life you want to transform, positive affirmations can help you achieve your goals. But sometimes making permanent changes can be difficult. Designed with you in mind, Licensed to Live. Daily affirmations to rebuild your life will inspire and equip you to become the best version of yourself. Licensed to Live. Daily affirmations to rebuild your life will set you on the path to changing your mindset, beliefs, speech, and ultimately your actions. You can change your life now by getting your copy at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, your finer book retails, or licensedtolive.com. That's licensedtolive.com.
Something smells good. EH3 coffee. EH3 coffee. Premium organic. Nothing better than waking up. EH3 in your cup. Premium organic. EH3 coffee. Nothing better than in the middle of your day. EH3 coffee. Premium organic. EH3 coffee. EH3 coffee.
Order your bag of EH3 coffee at eh3coffee.com, or you can find us at walmart.com.
This is Dr. Jarrett Patton. You are listening to the Hayes Realty Real Estate Podcast.
This bona fide paper pusher told my client that I should have explained to her what their closing costs were going to be. I said, well, wait a minute now. First and foremost, when we're in real estate, it's easy to pass blame. I do not try to pass blame. I try to problem solve. So when you start seeing people passing blame versus trying to problem solve, that is a red flag right there. Like, who are you actually dealing with? When changing the terms of your loan, the lender is supposed to let you know that there will be another disclosure that has to go out in 72 hours, has to pass by before loan docs can actually be drawn. Now, this is very key because a lot of times as a first-time home buyer, you may get some information last minute, like I was talking about earlier. This bona fide paper pusher told my client, oh, well, you're actually going to have to pay the closing costs now, which she knew that, but it wasn't showing that on her closing statement. So there was some confusion because she thought I'm going to come in with $20,000, wrap this up, but it was actually $30,000 she needed to come up with. So that presented an issue to her because of the sticker shock of where's this extra 10 coming from? Because this lender messed up and did not communicate the closing costs to my client had to come up with an extra $10,000. And to remedy this situation, the bona fide paper pusher said, hey, well, we could increase your interest rate a little bit and then give you a credit back towards closing costs. And my client, not knowing that this was going to affect the date of when docs would be drawn, she said, okay, cool. We'll just do that. Your lender should have told you. Now, if we change any terms of the loan, an additional disclosure has to go out and we got to wait an additional 72 hours. That wasn't communicated to my client, which ended up making escrow be extended, which the seller then said, hey, you're going to have to pay a per diem because you didn't close on time. So that cost my client money because the quote unquote lender, AKA bona fide paper pusher, didn't know what he was doing. You also got to deal with a lender who understands the game and understands the market that we're in. Out in Los Angeles, the market is crazy. Properties have 10, 20, 30 offers on them at a time. So sellers are having to weed out the weaker buyers versus the strong buyers. So by doing that, they ask that you are cross-qualified with their loan officer so they can ensure that you are a strong buyer. You must deal with a lender who understands that and is willing to do what it takes, give up the information that's necessary and needed to be cross-qualified so you could potentially get that offer accepted. Teamwork makes the dream work. So out here, the lender and the agent need to be on the same page, working towards the same goal, and that's getting the deal and then closing the deal. But if you have a lender who says, oh, I don't need to do cross qualification, you don't need to do that, they're just trying to double check my work. Hey, this is not an ego contest, buddy. We trying to get the deal closed. So as a lender, they have to understand the market and they have to be willing to play the game to win. So in wrapping this up, the way that you can ensure that you're at least dealing with somebody who's licensed and a professional is to ask your realtor to give you a referral of a loan officer that they know. That way you could at least connect them with somebody who is official. Now it is still up to the buyer to choose them, but you could at least give them some assistance by saying, hey, I know this person is official, and they will get it done. If you need any assistance with your real estate needs, please give Hayes Realty a call. Whether it's going through foreclosure, have a notice of default assigned on your property, or you need to short sell your house, or maybe you had a death in the family and you need to sell that family member's house, give Hayes Realty a call. 1-800-217-0034.